So today we're going to talk about why it has become so difficult in Canada, especially for the Canadians to find any basic jobs, any part-time jobs and all, right? So to find a part-time job was very easy, like maybe 5 or 6 years ago. It started becoming tough and tough, and now it's merely impossible. It is impossible for Canadian citizens to get a part-time job. It is impossible for international students also to get a job. I've seen international students also, they are now also suffering a lot, right? And why these policies, like why exactly that everybody is suffering, right? People who are coming into Canada after paying hefty fee, they are also suffering. And then people who are living into the Canada, they are also suffering so much. It is all because of the policies which government comes, right? Which brings up these policies and all, and miscalculation by the government and creating policies which are bad for everyone. And I'll share one of that policies. So I'll talk about like a visitor work permit program which the government has brought. Normally, why do we have visitor programs, right? Visitor programs are there so that the government can make more money through tourism and all, promoting tourism. So Canada has a lot of nice natural resources, nice places and all. First of all, Canada has not done good job at all on marketing them. So no, like maybe some people would be coming for tourism, but Canada doesn't have any real tourism, right? Where people come, people pay to visit the places and all that. Canada doesn't have real tourism, right? So what type of tourism we have is people visit to like to meet their families and all, which is good. So we should have visitor programs there also. But now what you have seen here, again, this is Canada's website, canada.ca. Visitors can continue to apply for work permits inside Canada with temporary policy extended by 2 years. Normally, if you're applying for a work permit in US or in any other developed country, as long as they know, like if they come to know that you're going to that country with the intention of working, they would cancel your visitor permit immediately, right? They would not allow you to they would not issue you a visitor visa. But in Canada, like again, like the brilliance of the current government, what they did was they made like visitors to be eligible to apply for work permits, hold those work permits. And now in year 2023, starting of year 2023, you already knew you if you had asked any economist in 2023, we were going through a miserable situation globally, right? Not just Canada. Canada was in one of the worst situations, but it was already clear that we'll be into that situation in 2023, 2024 also. Still, Canada extended this policy. First of all, it came up with this dumb policy, right? The current government, and then it extended this policy by another 2 years, right? That is the reason if you feel you are a Canadian and you're not able to find a basic job. So these policies are the reason why you have not been able to find jobs, why you have not been able to support yourself. I have seen a lot of parents who wanted to support their kids by paying like some of their tuition fees and all part of that, and they felt that the kids, Canadian kids, will be able to support them by doing some part-time jobs and all. So they have also suffered a lot, right? None of them are able to find part-time jobs and all. Canadians, first of all, everything had become 2 to 3 times expensive, 2 to 3 times expensive, right? Many people were doing part-time or basic jobs and all. They are not able to find any jobs and all. And a lot of them are becoming homeless, a lot of them. And now to support them, government has to run like homeless programs and all, homelessness programs, right? So I first went from India to US and then I applied for my permanent residence. See, and I think in 2013 and I moved to Canada. One of the best thing which I liked about Canada was Canada had a huge percentage of middle class, right? And I didn't see any homelessness and all in Canada. It was a really good country for everyone, right? But then because of these broken policies, and these policies again, like Canada first had like maybe the number of visitor visas that were issued was also multiplied by 5 to 10 times. First of all, you bring like 10 times the visitors. So I think they might have issued more than 2 to 3 million visitor visas in 2022, 2023, right? So first of all, they might have multiplied this by 5 to 10 times, and now they have allowed like everybody to work on the visitor visa also, right? So think about Canada would have like if you just think every visitor applies for the visitor, like it won't be happening, but maybe 20% of the visitors are applying for this like work permit programs and all, right? you easily take out like 100 to 200, like maybe could be 300-400 jobs from Canada, right? Because of the visitor programs, because of this policy. So when it comes to creating the jobs, Canadian government would talk about that they invested $1 billion, which would create like maybe 1,000 jobs, right? In this case, they have not invested anything. They have not done anything good for the economy and all, and they have lost 200K to 500K jobs because of these policies, which are not never thought about. I'm not sure why those are still existing, why Canada has extended these policies and all. And that is the exact reason why everybody is suffering, right? And this is the reason, like, of course, like people who have been here for longer time and all, 20, 30 years, they would not be happy with the recent immigrants and all. They would say, like, there are no jobs right now because of the situation and all. This is again not like, so it's not a fault of international students who have been coming in because they have been paying so much fees, right? And now they are also not able to find part-time jobs. So they are also going into depression. People who were living in Canada, they are also not able to support them. Single moms, I'm not sure how they're surviving. They would also not be able to support them at all. That's why you've seen a lot of people becoming homeless and like homeless and all, right? So this is like these types of policies which the government has created. It's a losing situation for everyone. And again, I'm not sure, like, I don't know. It just feels like what the government is like, better to not do anything rather than issue these types of policies or like these types of rules and all, right? So I think Canada could have been in a much better situation if the government would have not done anything rather than doing much, rather than doing anything. So please share this video so that we all talk about like the real truth, not share about the opinions and all. We share like what are the reasons we're facing these challenges. It is because of the mismanagement by the government. Mostly it's because of that, right? So please subscribe to my channel. I want to talk based on the data, based on the real facts, based on the real programs, based on the real situation that's there on the ground, and not just share my opinions. This was again one such rule which Canada came up with, which is misused, which is getting exploited and all by everyone, and because of which international students are also facing a lot of problem. Like new international students were coming, Canadians are facing like so severe problem. They're becoming homeless and all, and the current government would still not do anything for this, right? So subscribe to my channel, and I'll be creating more such videos.